She looked at me, eyes filled with tears. "Do you still love me?" I didn't answer. I just looked at her. Because some questions only get asked when it's already too late. Previously on Reddit Stories. In part 1, Adam, a loyal husband, accidentally discovers his wife has been secretly posting romanticized affair diaries on Reddit in vivid detail and without an ounce of guilt. In part 2, he doesn't explode. Instead, he reads every word she's written and quietly begins collecting evidence. Part 3, Adam starts setting up psychological traps, pushing Natalie into a spiral of paranoia and self-doubt. By part 4, she begins to tremble. Every move Adam makes feels like a silent unraveling of her lies. And now, we enter part 5, where the masks finally fall, and the one forced to face the truth is her. Welcome to Reddit Stories, where real Reddit tales are retold with emotional depth, slow burns, and powerful storytelling. If you love stories of betrayal, psychological tension, and twists that leave you breathless, this is a channel for you. Make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell, because you won't want to miss the final chapter, where Adam must decide to forgive or to let go. I started to realize something fascinating. The quieter I stayed, the more power I had. Not the kind of power that threatens, but quiet control, the kind that makes others worry, guess, and eventually destroy themselves in the silence. Natalie wasn't the same anymore. She smiled less. She didn't talk about work as much. And every time I picked up my phone or opened my laptop, I caught her glancing, just briefly. But it was enough. She was living in a state of waiting. Waiting for me to say something. Waiting for a confrontation. Waiting for the end. But too afraid to ask. What she didn't know was, she was already setting the stage for the final act. That evening, she asked if I want to go out for dinner over the weekend. Said we needed a change of atmosphere. I nodded without hesitation. "What do you feel like eating?" she asked. "You pick, as long as it's not too crowded." She smiled, softly, and in that moment, I saw her trying to salvage pieces that were already broken. She had no idea I already knew where she wanted to take me, because in a Reddit post from 2 months ago, she once wrote, "We went to this quiet little place. I liked it because no one knew who I was. I didn't have to be anyone's wife. I had bookmarked it. I knew exactly who the we in that post was, and it wasn't me." Saturday evening, I wore the shirt she gave me for my birthday. She dressed nicely, too. Light makeup, natural but clearly intentional. In the car, we made small talk. I even cracked a joke. She laughed like someone who thought, maybe he still doesn't know. When we arrived, I let her enter first. I looked around, just like her post had described. Warm yellow lights, brick walls, small wooden tables. A place designed to let people forget who they're supposed to be. She pulled out my chair, poured me water. I looked her straight in the eye. "This place feels familiar, doesn't it?" She froze, not even a full second, but I saw it. "Oh yeah, I came here once with some coworkers." I smiled. "Yeah, I remember you mentioned that." I said no more, but I knew. Inside, she'd stopped breathing normally. We ordered. She went with cream of mushroom soup and grilled salmon. I chose lamb, something she always said she hated. She didn't comment on the choice. But I saw it. She was trying not to show anything. I looked around. That left-hand corner? That's where she once wrote. He held my hand under the table and said I deserved to live my truth. I placed my hand slowly on the wooden surface. "How many people do you think have sat here and lied to each other?" She gave a nervous laugh. "Probably a lot." "Yeah, but sometimes the one being lied to doesn't even know they're part of play." She looked at me, lips pressed tightly. I held her gaze. For the first time in weeks, I didn't look away. But then one day, the person reads the script, every line, and suddenly, they're not acting anymore. Silence. Background music kept playing. The waiter poured more water, still smiling. But Natalie's eyes were full of panic. "What are you talking about?" she asked, softly. I smiled, just thinking out loud. "You should eat. Your food looks great." The meal dragged on, quiet and heavy. No accusations, no confessions. But I knew she was replaying everything in her head. When we got home, she went to shower. I went into the office and opened the folder, The Other Life, Natalie. I added a new file. Video, garage camera, 11th of last month. That was the day she said she had to go on a work trip to Portland. But I had installed a hidden camera behind my toolbox. And in the video, she stepped out of his car at 1 a.m., laughing, unlocking our front door. I didn't watch it again. I didn't need to. I copied the file to a USB and placed a USB in her nightstand drawer, the one she always opened before bed. No label, no note, but I knew she'd find it. That night, she lay with her back to me. She usually curled into me, hand on my chest, her leg over mine. Not tonight. I didn't sleep right away. I closed my eyes and counted her breaths. Fast, uneven, not like always. She had found the USB, and she knew tomorrow wouldn't be like today. The next morning, I woke up to find her already downstairs. No coffee, no toast, just her, sitting at the table, spinning a glass of water, eyes red. "Can I ask you something?" she said, not looking up. I sat down across from her. "Depends on what you want to know." "How long have you known?" I didn't answer right away. I watched her for a long moment, then said quietly, "Remember when you asked me why I started locking my computer?" She nodded, eyes welling. "That was the day I found out." She cried, not sobbing, just silent tears. "I'm sorry. I don't know why I became like this. I didn't think you knew. I didn't think you'd stay so quiet. I wanted to see what you'd do when I did nothing." She covered her face. I stood, poured her a fresh glass of water, and placed it down. "Do you still love me?" she whispered. I didn't answer, because that question no longer needed an answer. I didn't say we were getting divorced. I didn't demand apologies. I didn't ask about every detail she wrote. I just said one thing. Everyone has to live with what they choose. That afternoon, I left the house, not to run away, just to give her the space, something she had always craved while living two lives. I drove to a beach 2 hours away, sat and watched the waves. And for the first time in months, I let myself feel the pain, not because I was betrayed, but because I once believed real love was enough to make someone stay. Turns out it isn't. See you in the final chapter, where Adam must decide to forgive or to walk away. And Natalie, she'll finally face the woman she's become.